to Trash Talk. We are here today to talk about food scraps and our pilot program to collect these food scraps. And I'm joined by Sarah Archer. She is the president and CEO of Iris Waste Diversion Specialist, who has partnered with us for a couple of years now, I believe, right here at Bay City Recycles. And a little different, I know we have James or Tim or Steve, but today we get Sarah. And Sarah, you have something really cool. I'm excited about this, and I hope people at home are excited about this too. This is a completely different, non-traditional form of recycling. What are we doing?
So we have received a grant from the state of Michigan, and this grant is allowing us to pilot a residential food scrap collection program.
Okay.
And so what that means is that some of the materials that you would normally have that you are going to just throw in the trash, that you, your vegetative food scraps, like
we all
your
have
banana
them.
peel, we all
Every
have
morning
these,
have banana.
your coffee grounds and your tea bags. All of those things can now be captured, and we will collect them, and we will see that they are managed in a really sustainable way.
And who knew that you could recycle food scraps? But now we do. So let's talk about how this works. So this is something that you can have curbside pickup. There is a charge for, I think, $20 a month.
Right.
Yep. And so if you don't use the service, you don't pay the $20. So this is for the people who really want to go above and beyond and go the extra mile to help recycle. So we have all these buckets and things here. We'll tell you what happens to it too in a minute, because it's kind of pretty cool. But we have these buckets. What do these buckets have to do with this pilot program?
Right. And so I don't want you to mistake curbside. So we
okay.
Right. So
Sorry,
right.
At your house.
So curbside is what you're getting from the city, and our service, just to distinguish it from your curbside program, we're calling it a porch pickup or front door pickup.
Right.
And that is because we want to make this as easy for people as possible. So even for folks, like the grandparents out there that don't want to take and have to carry the bucket, because food scraps do get kind of heavy.
Yep.
And so they want to carry it too far to the curb, and we also don't want it to get confused at the curb by the city workers.
Yes.
So this way, it's just more convenient for you to just set it out in a convenient spot out front of your house.
So this little bucket right here.
Right, so this little bucket, when you sign up for the program, the sign up is this month through the month of April, but once we get all of the sign-ups in, we will be actually providing those that are subscribing with a kitchen pail. So this kitchen pail will sit really handy right on your kitchen countertop or wherever you're preparing food. And so when you have your food scraps, then here's some beans that once you pull those bean tops off, you can just put those right down into your bin. So they're nice and handy for you when you're preparing your foods.
Okay.
Once that bin gets full, then you can actually empty it into this larger 5-gallon bucket. And we have found this really cool flexible lid that is brand new for us even in using it. It's super easy. We've tested it with some of our older friends and family to make sure that those that have a little bit of mobility in their hands and some arthritis are able to easily put it on. It's just as simple as popping it off and sliding it around, and there you go. It seals all of your food scraps inside, so it's really, again, really super easy. But you'll just take your full pail and dump it right into the bucket. And this is what we want you to set out.
On your porch.
At your porch.
Not the curb.
Right, is your big bucket.
That's great.
So.
And it's super easy. I mean, it's already something you're doing anyway. You're already taking your food scraps and throwing them in the trash, perhaps.
Right.
Now you're just taking them and putting them in a bucket, and then, is this called a bucket?
We call this one the kitchen pail.
Kitchen pail, and then the bucket, and then we pick it up from your porch. We don't pick it up. Sarah will pick it up, and her team will pick it up. So let's talk about what goes in here.
Okay.
What types of things do you want to see?
Well, pretty much any fruit or vegetable waste material will go in here. We also do, though, take coffee grounds and the paper filters, and also tea bags.
Okay.
So we would take those. Strings can be attached, so even to your tea bags. This one just doesn't happen to have one. But again, any fruit peeling, any type of food that's maybe getting rotten. Sometimes you are cleaning your grapes, and the grapes will have a few that are mushy, maybe that you don't want to eat. So those would all be acceptable.
Or perhaps your kid says he wants to eat all these things and you buy him and then he doesn't eat them.
Yeah.
Speaking from experience, anyway.
Right.
But the way you explained to me earlier was pretty much anything that comes from the earth and kind of go back into the earth.
That's our goal. Right.
Okay.
Anything that comes from the earth, we're trying to give back to the earth.
Okay.
And so that's the purpose of this whole thing.
And I hear the rain now, so we're going to speak a little bit louder because the rain is not our friend, so sorry about that right now.
Okay.
Okay, so now we need to talk about what happens. So we're collecting your food scraps. We're taking them to your farm called...
That's right. So the second company that we have is called 5 Heart Earthworm Farm, and it is in Birch Run. So all of the food scraps that we collect will go to the farm in Birch Run.
Okay.
And the material will be pre-composted and then fed to hungry worms, red worms. And there, after about 4 months, the worms will finish digesting all of that food. from what they eat, they digest. It goes through their digestive system where it picks up just lots and lots of microbes.
Okay.
And those end products.
You have some for us.
Right, I actually have some for you.
No worms. I was hoping she was going to bring worms today, but I guess I'm going to go for a field trip. I think we could do that on Craft Talk.
So let me get a sample here out for you to see.
And you call these castings?
These are called worm castings. I'm not sure if you can see it on the camera there.
We'll get some pictures of
it. Right, but the worm castings are just chock full of microbes that are so great for the soil. So when you use this in your soil to do your planting, even with your house plants, it's going to inoculate your soil with all those microbes. It's going to help them uptake water, strengthen your root system, help have better blossoms, better fruit, better tasting vegetables. It's just magnificent.
It's souped up.
Yes, and we want to heal our soil because the soil is what is going to help capture carbon out of the air and help us to impact the climate warming.
Well, and let's talk about that really quick because I can tell the rain's getting even louder. The whole deal here is we want to keep this stuff from going to the landfills. It goes to the landfills. What happens and why don't we want it in the landfill?
So about 40% nationally of what goes into the landfill are food scraps. And about 25% of that are actually scraps that we can collect and process at our farm. And so we want all of these things to stay out because when they're in a landfill, it's going to convert to all these different gases that contribute to climate change. And so methane, which is the worst one, is just terrible. And methane from landfills is about 11% of global emissions come from landfills. So it's really something we want to keep out. And really, again, these things came from the earth. They can so much easier go back to the earth and help improve and capture carbon rather than creating bad pollutants into the earth.
And what a truly incredible non-traditional form of recycling. We think of recycling as our curbside, where we put our things out in our bin and we collect it that way. But I had never thought about this until we got the grant and you were able to launch this program. Is this something that's happening in other places, or are we kind of on the forefront?
We're kind of on the forefront of this and setting the stage for a collection system like we're going to have here in Bay City. So we are collecting these scraps using an electric vehicle, so no emissions. So we're really excited about that. So again, it's going to be cleaner for the city, it's going to be cleaner for the residents, it's going to be cleaner for the environment. We're collecting them at a porch service rather than at curbside. Most curbside programs do collect it in great big bins and carts at the curb. So we're doing a more personalized collection service. We are going to report back to you what contributions you have made to this program. So you're going to be able to know that you're making a difference.
And so at the end though, when this is a several month long program, when you sign up for it and you agree to give some feedback throughout, but then you get some of this stuff at the end to soup up your veggies and all that kind of fun stuff. And real quick, Sarah, before we get going, how do people sign up?
So you can go to our website, iriswds.com. You can find the sign up form there. If you aren't a person who gets online, then you can give us a call at our phone number, which is 855-2GO-0. We will be happy to take your subscription and sign up right over the phone. So if you have questions about it and you're not really sure, you can check out our website. We do have a flyer there as well that's got some of the more particulars about it and how it's all going to work. So tell your friends and tell your family that are in the area. If you're not in the city of Bay City's limits, we also want to hear from you because we'd like to know if you're in a surrounding community and would be interested in this kind of service. If we don't get the 200, it's very possible we will include you in this pilot project. So be sure to reach out and let us know that you would still be interested.
And again, space is limited, so we hope that we easily get the 200, but we really just want to see what kind of impact we can make. Anything else we need to know about the program before we get going?
Well, just one other thing is if this will be kind of your thank you gift for coming, for being part of the project. But if you don't have need for this, say you don't have a garden, we will also you can also choose to donate it to the Bay City Parks Department. And so they can use it to beautify your beautiful city.
Absolutely. I think this is just a wonderful program and I'm excited to see how it takes off. Because again, you've been doing this with, I think you mentioned the Flint Farmers Market and some other commercial businesses in the past, so you know it works.
Yes, it does.
Now we're going to bring it to the home level, to your home, if you would like to sign up. So again, that website one more time, Sarah, is
iriswds.com.
And of course, we have information on our Bay City Recycles Facebook page, and I think I linked it, I'm not sure, but that's baycityrecycles.org. And of course, reach out to us on Facebook, and we'll definitely get you connected to the right place. So Sarah, thank you for joining us, and I look forward to seeing what we can do together to help Earth.
Yes, thank you.
All right, have a good day, everyone. See you very soon.